an expert on team effectiveness and team collaboration. So my day starts every morning with a news feed that comes in with all the latest research on teams. You see, my colleagues and I started out 30 years ago. We developed a model of what differentiates great teams from not so great teams. But it ended up being really applicable in the real world. And we were asked by a number of our colleagues to come on out and start coaching their teams. And so for the first part of my career, I spent studying, out in the field studying. Second part of my career, I've been in the trenches working with teams. Matthew Lieberman, one of the most famous social neuroscientists at UCLA, says that organizations were designed without the knowledge that we have today. Organizations misunderstand the social nature of our brains. Turns out our brains are wired for social interaction. Here's another quote from Lieberman. He says, our brains crave the positive evaluation of others almost to an embarrassing degree. When we get a positive evaluation even from a stranger, we get a dopamine hit. It's reinforced. We have positive emotions, and those positive emotions enable us to thrive. When we are rejected, something I haven't told you yet, is that the same place in our brain that lights up when we have physical pain lights up from the social pain of rejection or ostracism. So let me show you how the Team EI model works with this. There's the 3 buckets I told you about. How we treat one another. We build norms where we validate one another's social worth. We figure out what it is and we validate it. How we operate as a team, how we learn, how we continue to learn from one another. We have those meetings where we vet. And when we engage stakeholders, it turns out we actually help people develop a better sense of control. Knowing what's going on outside with our stakeholders, knowing what's going on inside gives me a sense of control, a sense of that I can maintain my good social worth, my respect, and the norms build it. And so what I figured out was the reason our model was working was because we were building a culture of belonging. And you could see it on the faces when you'd walk in after working with this team. Building a culture, it basically creates belonging and we thrive. This is our peak. We love it. We get dopamine hits. We have positive emotions. We want this place where we belong to do better. And all the literature tells us that, all right? I don't know why it hasn't been shared before. We engage in this generous prosocial behavior. We're much more generous. We offer information. We're not hoarding things anymore. Our brain makes us hoard when we're self-focused, right? And then you get that effective collaboration, and that's what collaboration is. And so I'm just going to end by saying, if we don't build this kind of environment, what's the true cost of it? By the way, when you're in a team, your self-worth is defined by your social worth. There are researchers right now that are actually saying that self-esteem is really your sense of belonging. How often does the social situation give you esteem? So our self-esteem is linked to that. And our non-verbals communicate everything. If you have social worth, I am looking at you when you talk. I am nodding, or I am responding. If I'm on video, I'm nodding, I'm thumbs up, I'm listening.